Hey guys, happy Saturday. I'm almost out of time to submit this video. I got a little behind this week. I got pulled into a crazy amount of random night shifts. So I actually did our experiment this week yesterday, but I didn't get an opportunity to record. So I'm just going to kind of talk about my findings, talk about what we did. It was a messy experiment, so I don't have that left over. And also ink toner was surprisingly difficult to find, especially for a reasonable price in my area. I'm not sure why. Maybe there's a lot of people out there making cool science experiments. I'm not sure. But anyway, so this week, of course, we were talking about magnets. This was kind of one of the more difficult weeks for me. I found it interesting, but it was kind of difficult subject matter. But this experiment kind of made up for it. It was a lot of fun. So what we did, we made some ferrofluid using ink toner, a little bit of vegetable oil, and a magnet. Took about around 50 mLs of the toner, and then added that vegetable oil to it because the toner was powdered. So that just made it into a liquid. And then used the magnet to kind of manipulate that liquid some. So it was kind of cool, made nice little spikes, and you could move around that little blob of fluid. And what a ferrofluid is, it's just little nanoparticles of magnetic particles. They're coated in a surfactant, and they're in a liquid suspension. That surfactant keeps them from clumping together, and they kind of move freely around the carrier fluid, which in this case was the vegetable oil, which is kind of interesting as far as magnets. They only react that way though in the presence of a magnetic field, otherwise they're just hanging out in the fluid. But when you do introduce a magnetic field to them, you get some cool little spiky looking stuff. You can kind of move that clump of fluid around. It almost acts like a solid. So the reason that you don't just get a nice little ball of fluid that's moved around and you get those spikes is because the magnetic field, when they're introduced to a magnetic field, they line up, and that pull is actually greater than the stabilizing properties and the surface tension of the fluid, so you get that jagged appearance. And a stronger magnet would probably cause them to be larger spikes. I'm not sure. That's my hypothesis. I didn't have a stronger magnet, so I didn't get to try that out. But just kind of judging by videos I've watched of it and reading about it, I think that's what would probably happen. So ferrofluids are used in a lot of different applications. NASA uses them. They're used to help make seals around rotating shafts for low pressure tools, like for making computer parts and things like that. And they're just kept in place with a little O-ring kind of magnet, and it keeps them there and makes a nice seal. They're also used in hard drives, speakers, a lot of electronic applications. And they're just super cool to play with. Like it was a really fun experiment. I was looking really forward to it. I hate that I didn't get to record yesterday when I actually had the fluid, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good time this week. I'll see you guys again next week.